What's going on? What's up? So let's have a little bit of a discussion today about some things and some stuff. Those are separate. Those are separate. Some things and some stuff. Just wanted to differentiate, um, you know, things and stuff. So, let me just say, obviously, um, I'm just as shocked as everybody else is. Um, about Hayden. But listen, until we have the toxicology report, we don't know anything. So I think people need to sort of kind of simmer down a little bit and stop jumping the gun on every little thing that they hear. I understand that there's some stuff that you're gonna find when you're gonna research that, but likewise with anything, Um, even just some alcohol with some prescription drugs can be an OD, okay, and can kind of appear that way. So it's up to families if they want to release that information when they find out what it is, and also investigation stuff like that. So please be respectful that this is probably going to take a couple of weeks before we hear anything, and if we do, they might not even want to release it. So can we just calm down a little bit? The dark side of Hollywood. Do you have any people are in Hollywood? The dark side. How about the dark side to money? How about that? But how about it's that? It's not Hollywood. Blame all of Hollywood for all everybody's problems. No, stop this. Hollywood as a collective thing. Like what? What? I don't understand. No, like people with money can also still be, people with problems. Okay? Remember remember remember, like being rich and famous doesn't solve your problems. So, that's what I wanted to say about that. Um much like with a lot of other stuff, where we're, obviously this is a very um seemingly nice, sweet person. So obviously, a lot of us get defensive, and I understand. But again, um, until we know anything, and again, it's up to the family that if there's an investigation, like I already said. So I just think that there's a lot of parameters there where you're kind of jumping the gun based off rumors and hearsay. Okay, so just remember that 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 has bearing on law and stuff too. Like even judges and stuff will oftentimes tell people and order people where like cases go for like days at a time and stuff. Even in those cases, a lot of times, judges will be like, don't talk about this, don't post about it, things like that, because the public's rumors and opinions and things that people say start putting weight on public opinion towards these things, and just people start doing stuff, and this shouldn't necessarily always be the case. So with that being said, there is somebody that you can do that with, and you can speak wholeheartedly about how stupid this person is. And obviously we know who that person is. And so we're going to talk a little bit more about that today as we do normally. Okay? But I just wanted to kind of get that out of the way a little bit. Um Try not to jump the gun and talk about the stuff, and then, you know, you get what I'm saying. Okay. So, moving on, um why is Donald Trump calling the Strait of Hormuz US territory? Why is it why is it like a TV show or something? Like, why? Why am I watching my likes be removed? Why are there this many, like it just, oh god. So there's I'm being stalked and harassed by Trump's number one fan, apparently. But just blatantly MAGA, blatantly the Trump administration. But beyond that, beyond what's going on there, there's this very lingering thing where Donald Trump is not fit to be in office. He don't don't forget that all this is a distraction about how he was bragging about a cognitive test, and now he doesn't talk about it anymore. Everybody made him look like a complete fool. The dude looked like a complete fool bragging about cognitive tests, taking all these cognitive tests, not understand what they are, and then we made him look foolish, and he goes, "Oh, I guess I better not keep bragging about childish things, huh? All right, the Strait of Hormuz, U.S. territory. Yep, totally. Let's bomb Iran some more." I don't understand. Why? What? So let's talk about what the Strait of Hormuz is, because I don't think enough people are doing this. I think there's a lot of people out there that only heard about the Strait of Hormuz because it showed up in the news, and they still don't know what the hell it is. I feel like that's what a lot of people are thinking. I feel like that's what a lot of people are thinking. I'll be honest with you guys. At no point in public school did I ever learn of such a thing called the Strait of Hormuz. Ever. Never taught it. Didn't know such a thing existed. I swear to God. Not once. Very little do we go over, like the Middle East and stuff like that. Very, very, very little do we do that in public school. They really dance around the Middle East, and it's very question mark what goes on there. Very much so. We know we're taught of like ancient pyramids in ancient Egypt, but we're not taught of Egypt at all. So people think it's like pyramids and shit. No, no. No, it's just a country with roads and buildings. So like that's the point. Like in public school, there is a little bit of a gap in the United States. We're not lied to, but there's definitely stuff that they dance around. And then public school teachers, if you ever ask them about politics, they'll tell you they can't talk about it. Swear to God. That's when you realize there's politics and everything. That's the moment you should realize that, wow, there's actually politics and you're not talking about it. See, because you could talk about it technically. Well, what would you get fired? Maybe. But yeah, like there's this whole road you could go down. Anyway, the Strait of Hormuz. Can you tell us what is the Strait of Hormuz? Hold on. Can you tell us what is the Strait of Hormuz? Can you also please tell us what is the function of the Strait of Hormuz and why does the strait matter to the United States?
A useful way to think about the Strait of Hormuz is as a narrow maritime gateway. It connects the oil and gas-producing Persian Gulf to the open ocean. Its importance comes less from its physical size than from how much global trade has to pass through it. A quirk of geology explains Iran's oil and why it's stuck in the Persian Gulf, Scientific American.
Oh, okay.
The Strait of Hormuz is a narrow waterway between Iran to the north and Oman to the south. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea, which then leads to the wider Indian Ocean. What is the function of the Strait of Hormuz? Its main function is as a shipping passage. Oil tankers, natural gas carriers, cargo ships, and military vessels use it to enter and leave the Persian Gulf. It is especially important for energy transportation. In 2024 and early 2025, oil moving through Hormuz represented roughly 1/5 of worldwide petroleum consumption and more than 1/4 of global seaborne oil trade. Around 1/5 of the world's liquefied natural gas, LNG, trade also passed through the strait. This makes Hormuz what economists call a choke point, a narrow location through which an enormous amount of trade must pass. There are some pipelines that bypass it, particularly in Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates, but they cannot replace all of the shipping capacity that normally goes through Hormuz.
Yeah.
Why does it matter to the United States? There are several reasons. 1. Oil and gasoline prices. The United States produces much more of its own oil than it once did, so it is less directly dependent on Persian Gulf oil. In 2024, about 500,000 barrels per day of U.S. crude oil and condensate imports came through Hormuz, about 7% of U.S. crude imports, and only about 2% of U.S. petroleum consumption. However, oil is traded on a global market. If the strait were seriously disrupted, millions of barrels of oil could be removed from the world market. Global oil prices could rise, which could translate into higher gasoline, diesel, transportation, and other costs for Americans, even if most U.S. oil did not come through Hormuz.
Could it?
The EIA notes that disruptions to major oil choke points can cause supply delays, higher shipping costs, and higher world energy prices. 2. U.S. allies and trading partners depend on it. Asia is particularly dependent on Hormuz. In 2024, about 84% of the crude oil and condensate passing through the strait went to Asian markets, with China, India, Japan, and South Korea among the largest destinations. Japan and South Korea are major U.S. allies, so severe disruptions could affect their economies as well as the broader world economy. Number 3. Military and national security. The United States has a major security interest in keeping international shipping routes open. The U.S. Navy has described freedom of navigation through Hormuz as important to regional security, stability, and global commerce. Tensions involving Iran, neighboring Gulf states, or attacks on commercial vessels can therefore quickly become an American national security concern.
There it is.
4. The global economy. Because so much energy passes through such a small geographic area, trouble there can affect shipping costs, inflation, financial markets, manufacturing, and transportation far beyond the Middle East.
That one.
So in very simple terms, open quote, the Strait of Hormuz is like the front door of the Persian Gulf. Much of the Gulf's oil and natural gas has to pass through that door to reach the rest of the world. The United States cares about keeping that door open because a disruption can raise energy prices, hurt U.S. allies and the world economy, and create major military and security problems. Close quote.
I see what it's saying. I would say more of a side door. It's definitely not. I wouldn't call it a back door. I'd call it a side door. Front door, maybe. Side door though, so it's sort of half front door. So, you know, this is very alarming. Obviously, all this is extraordinarily alarming. Um, if you want to know where I got my shirt, the Philip DeFranco, Philip DeFranco, Philip DeFranco, you should watch it. But anyway, as far as the Strait of Hormuz is concerned, this is extremely alarming, and I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, yes, a few of those things are already happening, but it has a lot more to do with what Donald is now doing. And that's why the emoji button is being absolutely spammed horribly, because that scammer already knows what I'm about to discuss. So can you please tell me how South Korea has been a partner to the United States, especially more recently? Oh, and they have been.
Yes. South Korea has been one of the United States' closest allies in Asia for decades, and in recent years, the partnership has expanded beyond defending South Korea from North Korea. It now includes military cooperation, manufacturing, trade, and broader security in the Indo-Pacific. The foundation is the U.S.-South Korea Mutual Defense Treaty, which dates to 1953. Today, roughly 28,500 U.S. military personnel are stationed in South Korea, and the two countries regularly train together. South Korea provides bases and works closely with U.S. forces to deter North Korean attacks, while the United States provides South Korea with conventional and nuclear-backed extended deterrence. The two governments have recently strengthened their coordination on North Korea's nuclear and missile programs through mechanisms such as the Nuclear Consultative Group. More recently, South Korea has also become an increasingly important partner in regional security. The United States, South Korea, and Japan have expanded three-way cooperation, including sharing information about North Korean missile launches, conducting military exercises, and coordinating diplomatic responses to security threats. US and South Korean officials have specifically emphasized closer trilateral cooperation with Japan as part of their broader Indo-Pacific strategy.
Yeah.
Economically, South Korea is a major US trading and investment partner. US-South Korean goods trade reached about $194 billion in 2025, according to the US Trade Representative. Korean companies have also made large investments in US manufacturing, particularly in semiconductors, electric vehicle batteries, automobiles, and advanced technology. The two governments have recently expanded cooperation in areas including artificial intelligence, 6G communications, biotechnology, quantum technology, and supply chain security. One especially important recent development is defense industrial cooperation. South Korea has a large and rapidly growing defense industry, producing artillery, armored vehicles, missiles, aircraft, and ships. In 2025, the two governments agreed to expand cooperation involving advanced US weapons systems and defense manufacturing. South Korea also helps the United States indirectly by supporting a broader international system favorable to US interests. For example, Seoul has worked with Washington on sanctions and diplomatic pressure against North Korea, while North Korea's growing military cooperation with Russia has given the US-South Korean alliance additional importance.
Imagine that.
So you can think of the relationship in four main areas. Military. South Korea hosts US forces and works with them to deter North Korea. Regional security. South Korea cooperates with the United States and Japan on threats in the Indo-Pacific. Economic. South Korean companies invest heavily in US factories and supply chains. Technology. The countries increasingly cooperate on semiconductors, AI, batteries, biotech, communications, and other strategic technologies.
Imagine that.
This also connects directly to your earlier question about the Strait of Hormuz. South Korea imports a large share of its energy and depends heavily on international shipping. Because South Korea is a major US ally and an important part of the global manufacturing economy, Disruptions to oil supplies or shipping routes such as Hormuz can become a US strategic concern, even when the oil itself
Oh.
is not headed to the United States.
Oh.
Protecting the economic stability of allies such as South
Oh.
Korea is one reason the United States pays close
There
attention
we go.
to major international waterways.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. You know, it's funny how this guy is literally incapable. Like he's evil, and he comes up with these evil schemes. But like then he just tells you what he's doing. We don't like he just like randomly announced that like we don't apparently like South Korea or something like that. I mean, it's not true, obviously, but like. And why am I glitching out? Why are my drivers all under attack? I'm like glitching out here. Ridiculous. I know it's hard to believe that, you know, I really do look like this. I know that's hard to believe. I know that it's really hard to believe that somebody could look this way. For some reason, I don't quite get it, but hey, apparently that's the case. So, you know, we gotta make it look as scammy and glitched out as possible. You know, that's what they're doing, because, you know, they're running their scam, their impersonation channel side by side that YouTube's promoting instead of getting rid of. So, person just stealing my content, reposting it on there. Ridiculous. So, you know, apparently, you know, we gotta, you know, glitch out. Just like people see people glitching out, and you know, they call it that, because they can't recognize that, like, you know, like actors and stuff wear makeup and they don't want to touch their face, and sometimes it just looks funny when they have an itch and they can't itch it. Yeah, like it's sort of, you ever have an itch in your ass? Y'all, you've all had it. Shut up. You've all had it. And you can't. You're sitting there, or you standing there, and you can't. No, you know you can't do it. You can't do it, and you're sort of kind of going like this. You're doing the, oh my god, you're doing the thing. Yep, you know it. You know it. So, you know, this is your glitch, okay? There's no, people aren't people aren't like bots or something like that. You know, like literally they just can't touch their face. Jeez. You know, you know, I wonder if regular people understand how much makeup they actually wear sometimes. Like, this is why Trump looks really bad. Because you have to understand, his looks like shit just all the time. There's like a line. It's orange. but like, you know, other people, you know, so what you, all right, so like you go with the orange when you're in one of those places where, like, you know, there's a lot of light, there's all this shit going on, and it's like all the lights and everything is gonna make you look like a ghost. Like you're gonna look pasty white. People are like, oh my god, what's wrong with that person? So you make the person orange a little bit. That's all. Like there's nothing wrong with the person. It's just from the audience standpoint at home, they would look really bad versus what they actually look like. So they try to get them as close to what it what it actually looks like as possible. It's just that Donald, this guy, like you know, he just looks bad. He's just old. The guy's 80. He's 80. Now remember, he was calling Biden Sleepy Joe. But Sleepy Joe wasn't exactly Sleepy Joe. He didn't ever actually fall asleep. No, 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 no. There's only one president that broke that record. There's only one president that's actually now successfully fallen asleep many times on the job. And that's the very one calling him Sleepy Joe, the very one and only Donald Jackass Trump himself. And he's the one falling asleep. He's the one. He's the one. He's the one. No, he just goes he just goes right back to sleep again. He's like, oh, nobody's asking me a question. It's okay. I'm good. All right. I just go back to sleep. That's the current guy. And meanwhile, Biden was just old, doing his best. I had to say, I always said more props to him. Thank God for Joe Biden, because I don't know that anybody else would have won against the guy. And he sort of kind of gave like the last bit of the livelihood that he had to the job. And the guy just endlessly made fun of him. He wasn't actually sleepy. I don't even think he looked sleepy. He just looked old. But Biden's always looked old. I said that. Biden looked old in his fucking 30s. Look at a picture of Biden in his 30s. The dude had a receding hairline. He had gray hair in his 40s. Go look up a picture of Biden in his 40s. Swear to God, the guy had a receding gray freaking hairline. The dude already looked old. Already. Some people just look that way. Steve Martin, dude had literally gray hair. Gray hair in his 30s. Again, white hair straight into his 40s. Pretty sure in his 40s. Pretty sure. Turning white, probably, in his 40s. And then just full white by the time he's 50. I think. Like Father of the Bride and all that. Because he had white hair in that. I don't think he was much. I think he was in his 50s in that, right? I don't think he was that old. Because that was like 90s, right? Those were great movies. I loved Steve Martin. But like just comparing another person that you would remember, that also some people just their hair turns gray. Probably cared too much about something. Okay? Didn't his son have cancer? I mean, like, I don't know that it was way back then, obviously, but I mean, like, the dude already looked old, and like this asshole just picks on somebody that literally gave you the epitome of what it means to be a public servant, in my opinion. You know, like he kept giving back, he kept giving back. And I mean, I'm not saying you didn't make money off of doing the position. Everybody gets paid. You know, don't think that. Don't think that like they're still not getting paid. But sure, of course you got to get paid. Everybody's going to get paid. What's very concerning to me is that we're paying the guy that's already a billionaire. What the fuck are we paying this guy for? You realize Donald Trump's getting paid? Like I can't even fathom this. It doesn't you know, like it just it just like the logic of that just, oh my god, this guy shouldn't get paid for fucking anything. What a loser. His idea of winning is obtaining more money. Or things painted in gold, I suppose. Why does, when we're at war with Iran, why does a ballroom matter? When no new wars, you start a new war. Why are you disappearing $1 billion or however much it's going to cost for a ballroom? Why are you doing that? What the fuck, man? You can't even keep your fucking eyes open. You're calling him Sleepy Joe. And he never did anything like that. And you're just disappearing money for your little underground bunker in your fucking ballroom. What's in the bunker? Why are you doing that? Here, I have an idea. Is it something like, hold on. Let's see if we can, hold on. I have an idea of what it might be. Hold on a sec. Is it something kind of like this? Hold on. Is it something, is it somewhere around there? Is it some kind of like that? Is that what that bunker's for? What's it for? Why are there endless bots all over YouTube typing Trump 2028? Endless bots. Why? Why are there endless drones? The story that you all forgot about. We identify them as military, yada, yada, yada. Our military is being attacked. Bases here are being attacked and people aren't covering it. These stores aren't being covered. Military bases are being attacked by drones. And we're being upscaled, outmatched, essentially. And then they're calling them UAPs. And irresponsibly dumping this into some sort of fucking psyop where they want to convince you UFOs exist instead of admitting that it's China. This is the fucked up Trump administration. This is what we're dealing with. They're actually running a psyop. We've talked about this. We talked about the UAP dump. You can literally look at it yourself. Do you want to know what 90% of it is? 90% of it are people from the modern day that are dumping random reports on there that, you know, supposedly saw something, and they give a very vague, brief description of the something, and conveniently, the cell phone that everybody has and can record everything with is not around and is not, you know, charged or whatever it is for this event. And, this event goes on for 20, 30 minutes, supposedly. They could go charge their phone, get it, like whatever. But, they just, for some reason, they can't take a picture. And then the other ones that do take a picture, again, I've already explained that a lot of times it's literally even says that it's explained away and there's an answer. It's this optical illusion. And I look right at it, I'm like, yeah, like you can clearly see it's just an optical illusion. The person doesn't understand what an optical illusion is. Move the lens to a different angle so the sun's not hitting it like that. These things can happen at night too, by the way. Depending on, all right, so like, yeah, if you're near where northern lights and stuff happen, actually, believe it or not, depending on how far north you can go, you can actually have a very similar effect happen to your lens as you pointed at the sky. Because it's just very similar to what happens to the atmosphere. It's still a dome. Okay? So you just still got to get that effect sometimes. And it's still going to, reflect the light and refract it in all kinds of ways. Okay? So just realize that. A lot of that stuff is that type of crap where you just like literally so much of it is that. And then you look at where it's reported and then so some of the more credible ones that I try to look up, remember, are the stuff that the government doesn't want to talk about that's going on in Antarctica, where there's this hole in the ground and there's shit flying around that people have seen that they're not allowed to talk about. That's the stuff that's interesting. The stuff that's being reported all over into the reports, these are fucking people just, oh, UFO! For crying out loud, man. Jeez. It's like, again, a whole generation of people missed what the tabloids were. We need to start reminding you all of what tabloids were. These are like the magazines that would sit there that you would laugh at because the most absurd, ridiculous story about, either a common celebrity or a UFO, like oftentimes it would be like Michael Jackson met with an alien and they had a child. I swear to God, like it'll be literally stuff like that. And you're just like, oh, yep, I believe that. So, like, this is the type of stuff that's being regurgitated all over the internet, and you have an entire generation of people that didn't even experience what tabloids were to know that people just do this. Some people are just scammy. They go through their lives and they just want to fucking lie to you and lie to everybody else and fucking just make some shit up. Okay? That's what Donald Trump is. And that's what half of this regurgitated freaking UAP psyop. He just cares about, his name being attached to things. So if he can be the one that bridged the gap and released the information, the top secret information on UFOs, his name goes down in history. But what you have to realize is that he's an asshole. He is not going to read the briefings. He's not going to read the top secret shit. The stuff that as this comes out, if people find out about it, there's consequences. For anybody that talks about it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if he makes it not top secret or not, there's still consequences, and he doesn't read all that stuff. It's probably in the debriefing, too. And so, all this shit's automatic. There's going to be like some sort of black ops unit or something like that that exists specifically to attack people. And so like what you have to realize is what's really happening is that Russia and China probably have some sort of, maybe both, maybe one or the other, have some country has some sort of like secret underground military base that they operate in Antarctica because they want to build drones and stuff outside the eye of which the United States can't pay attention to. And they want to develop this technology in a spot where we can't duplicate it, steal it, other people can't steal it, and nobody's ever seen it. And that's, I think, sort of what's going on. And, sort of like when we initially trekked to Antarctica in the first place, remember the whole crew that did it risked their lives and all that? And then they found a flag there anyway. Remember that? You should research some of these stories. Like, that's the reality. It's like there's a lot of times there's already somebody there. Okay? So it's not the reality that it's like future humans and stuff like that and aliens. Oh, give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. There are some things that have been shot down and some crafts and stuff like that and some military personnel that have claimed to have experienced some things. But again, here's my thing. If we had a real extraterrestrial life form just sort of sitting somewhere, it's completely absurd. You know, just with how much data leaks out, how much shit does get out. I just think it's completely absurd to think that it wouldn't be pretty common day knowledge at a certain point. I do think that technology and stuff from the Chinese has been stolen and redeveloped in this manner from these craft, though. And I think that this is some of the stuff that we have that, like, they do want to keep quiet, like the lasers and stuff like that, that a lot of us aren't aware of. We do have laser tech, just to let you know. So, like, if I have news for you, if you can buy a little thing, a little like metal thing off the internet that shoots a laser out of it that heats stuff up that you can like cut and stuff like that, and that's what you can buy. Holy goddamn shit, imagine what Lockheed Martin can develop for the military. Okay. All right. I mean, just give me a break here. All right. If you can buy that off the internet, all right. Just put it together a little bit, all right? It is well ahead of what you can. That's like little baby toy, okay? So that's new and cool to you, right? It sort of is, yeah. So it's actually sort of almost scary. I don't want to think about it. All right, like I don't want to know. Sort of scary, like maybe like sort of almost what the on a live setting on Star Trek The Next Generation would do, if you remember. It would literally just vaporize people. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Probably. Okay. That's probably the reality of what the US is doing, what Trump is doing. He's scaring the shit and the pants off of anybody in any other country with some of this technology where we have it and they've never seen it and he just sort of shows up and uses it and they're like, what the fuck? So we've always been ahead. But we shouldn't show off, we shouldn't use it. We shouldn't talk about it. So we probably had that locked away. And I sort of feel like I knew that too in the back of my mind, but I wouldn't say it or talk about it either because, you know, that's what I rationalize when we have these little toy things. Of course we have. So he's being irresponsible about it. That's the reality. You know, like, all right, for example, some fucking retard isn't teleporting. Nobody's teleporting. Nobody's teleporting. This guy teleported? Yeah, okay. And he's calling the press, too. So why isn't there video? Boy, you did this really amazing thing in science. You actually teleported somebody. Holy shit! but you forgot to hit the record button? I don't think so. I don't think so. Nope. Think about how many people would work on a project like that, know about it. There's it's sort of like Donald Trump with the fucking hats. Somebody would have hit the record button. What, you were supposed to just believe this guy just teleported out of nowhere? No. No. I believe he believes he teleported. I believe that's a possibility. Yeah. So they drugged him, put him somewhere else. And so, like, you know, just like with MK Ultra, they're experimenting with psyops, with basically lying to military personnel, where they're going to convince them that they teleported somewhere or something happened where they're not going to have any knowledge of what happened in between. Interesting. Kind of reminds me of how our military is being mistreated on the Lincoln. Now, I assure you, there are more people reporting this than just CNN. Don't believe what you hear. Now, again, just because CNN's reporting it, if anything, CNN reporting it actually probably means it's pretty reliable, okay? Because they don't want to misreport shit. They're going to get really dinged for that. People are going to really backlash. They're not going to misreport. They're really not. So, them saying it's pretty credible, man. But wholly aside from that, you can go on social media and see the individual like X accounts and stuff like that from a lot of these people that are like family members of the sailors and stuff like that involved. And that's what you have to realize, is it's family that's speaking out for them, saying like that they're not okay. And that's not okay. You know, these folks go out to die for us, and all they get in return is a paycheck. They should be treated like gold. We should maintain that. That's how they're able to do what they're able to do. Their quality of life. We should not be breaking the morale of our soldiers, especially our Navy, especially them. But any of them. Any of them. Donald likes to deflect and not take responsibility for things that he's caused. This has been his entire life. Was he ever taking responsibility for it? Ever? Just wants you to forget it happened and claim it's fake news or blame a Democrat. You know, there's a lot of fools out there lately that are being misled by archaic thoughts of George Washington and stuff. Look, was George Washington, was he a Democrat? Um, Look, you have to realize that these folks, things are different. Like our government's a little bit different. Like, yeah, it's the core element of it's the same. You have the Bill of Rights and everything. You have your amendments. Everything is there for you to maintain your freedoms. Okay, but a lot of these roles have changed. Like, all right, I understand that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican. He was, but does he represent the Republican Party now? Well, no, they're trying to take away black voting rights. They just did that. So, just like where you have an entire decade basically of the Clintons that are Democrats, and they're successful Democrats. They balanced the budget. They gave us the 90s. We've talked about this before, where they paved the way, set the groundwork for us to continue to be successful as a country. They laid the internet groundwork too. A lot of stuff happened because of the Clintons. They actually balanced the budget with a surplus. Yeah, Democrats. So why is there all this propaganda to make you think that didn't happen? Is it the same reason? Is the same reason that like I can't even do a stream without my fucking driver glitching out to try to confuse stupid, desperate people that don't understand technology? Oh, it's glitching out. He must not be real, guys. It's because it's my background removal. Jesus Christ. It's just a filter. Yes, if I took it off, it would probably fix it. It's just a filter. It is literally just glitching out because they're causing it to glitch out. It's that basic. But it's that desperate that like you don't know about the technology. It's enough to confuse you. This happens probably more than you think. But again, don't get distracted. That's the issue. The issue is that distraction, where you're just like we're talking about something and then glitch out, and then I'm talking about the glitch instead of the thing I'm talking. Do you get what I'm saying? It's all the time. Too many people getting distracted from what matters. And what matters is freedom. Because it ain't free. And America, we got a lot of problems. We think that we're, our cheese is good. Yeah, we make all this cheese. It's not even cheese. It's processed product. It's not even freaking dairy. It's like literally just refrigerated crap, and then we call it cheese. Everything in America is trash, and then we think we're so great. Our education system's trash. Our health system's trash. Our technology is okay. Okay. But just everything, trash. Trash. Microsoft shit. That technology is shit. American cheese tastes like shit. 90% of you, 95% of you that come from here, you can't even name American food. Somebody asks you to talk about American food, you don't know. No, because none of you eat it. You don't know what it is. You're like, I like cheeseburgers. It's not American. It's just not. And then you and then you keep going. Everything that you eat is Italian, or you're like some sort of European food, like German, Italian, France. That's where a lot of us come from, right here in the United States of A. The United States of fuck you in the ass. The United States of assholes. The divided states of assholes. Own it. Be better. Don't be stupid. That's for sure. Stop it with that. Y'all getting distracted. Yar. Hayden Panettiere dies, and you're like, the dark side of Hollywood. Let's freak out about drugs some more. That is honestly some really stupid behavior. Like, just the dumbest reaction you could have. Go live in Durkistan. Go on. That's where you belong with that propaganda. Now here, the whole point is that it's about welcoming people from other countries, giving them a chance to feel free and speak their mind and be free. We are a nation of immigrants. If anything, the white man came here and forced his way onto this land while the Native Americans were all like, what the hell are you doing? You know, Pocahontas, that didn't go down how it went in Disney. That is not even remotely fucking close. Well, you think it was all sing-song fun? See, like like, as much as that movie was a masterpiece and all that, and I love it and what they did with it, and it was cool and everything. Holy God, that is like the whole, like, complete opposite of. Trust me. They were damn savages. We took the land. We took slaves and prisoners. But that's the whole point. George Washington owned slaves. He did. Period. Okay? But you have to realize times are different. A lot of people had them back then. A lot of people also had them, and you'll never know which ones were the ones that were like actually just trying to fray him and be nice and like gave him like it was were actually nice to them. You never know, because sometimes they could have actually been the case until you find a journal. Sometimes they'll find a journal and that actually is the case, and then you can tell the story. Sort of very similar to the story of Nathan Aldrin in The Last Samurai, one of my favorite movies. Tom Cruise. They were nice to him because the whole point was he wasn't a dick. Yeah, he was completely human to them. So like that was the whole point. Was they realized he wasn't like, he had merit, like it wasn't like, this guy's the savage that we're led to believe. No, that's not the truth. Nobody's really inherently like that. It's whoever's telling you to aim that gun and randomly go to war. That's the person who's like that. Nobody wants to. So like what the point is, what's making the person like that? And why is that so common here? Probably because guys go to school and don't get over the whole fucking schoolyard bullying thing. Probably because guys go to school and call other guys gay for wearing the color pink and shit like that. Yeah, probably because guys go to school and they can't hug and hold hands because it's gay. That's probably why. And then any tiny little bit of skinship is what they call it. They're like, oh, gay. It's probably what's doing that. Maybe just a little bit. But you're so manly. It's just super manly to act like that, right? Is that what you think? You know what? A real man literally looks at that and says, "Oh yes, totally. The way the light reflects off of this, it's homosexual. It is. It's totally homosexual. The way the light just reflects off this surface, it's very homosexual. That's this is totally what real men think, guys. This is the problem with society. It is. I swear to God. Cause y'all do it. Y'all do stupid shit like this. It's true. Name a single guy, a single straight guy that you know. Name one that would get a sports car. Now, a lot of them would have a Lamborghini or something like that. I would love, amazing, right? Name a single one of them that would then get it in hot pink. I mean, flat out, some of them look fucking phenomenal in hot pink. They do. The hell is wrong with it? It's a bright color. You like flowers in hot pink, don't you? You look at flowers that are pink and you're like, oh, it's beautiful. Why don't you do that about the car? It's a pretty bright, vivid color. Why does it bother you so much? It's just a color, man. But you don't, purple is the new acceptable one, right? You're fine with purple now? Because you found out it was like loyal or royalty or something way back or whatever. So now you're fine. Now that's manly, right? What the fuck? What is this? Who the fuck cares? Your chewing gum is pink. Do you not get the pink chewing gum because it's not manly enough? I mean, honestly, it's so stupid. It's so dumb. Um, I mean, like, I've seen some Donald tweets that were, like of the same type of variety of substance, judging something because it's appears to be homosexual or something like that. Would it, there's no there's nothing about an inanimate object or a color or anything that is inherently homosexual. Like, what the fuck? What does that even mean? That's my point. Like, it just seems so as obscure as me saying yes. The way the light reflects off this object, the way it's just so pink. The way it reflects, boy, that is homosexual. I don't. It doesn't. What? You clearly are bothered by homosexuals and wanna just use this to say it. It's like, it's people that don't understand that. Or other people that aren't bothered by it immediately are going to see that and they don't understand those things. Uh you know, it's really disturbing that there are so many people out there that can't 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 get that thing out of their mind. Where it's about that, it becomes about that instead of about what it should be about. And it's like where everybody, yeah, clearly Michael Jackson was going through something, and the public did what they did to him. I know we've talked about it before, but people seem to keep forgetting that, like, yeah, he had a reason. He didn't want to be a white dude. He just made a decision because he had all those blotches all over his skin. And that was the only way he could, maintain what he was doing and get people not to focus on it or think about it and stuff. Like, it is what it is. And he clearly had other problems. He clearly got addicted to plastic surgery, messed up his nose. I've done so many times it collapsed on him. Like, that's horrible. Imagine what he went through, and people were just nasty to him. And people are just nasty to him. And so, like, it's very obvious that, like, toward the end, he literally was just secluded, shut off. He didn't, it was definitely him being depressed and not, just, I guess, trying, just sort of giving up. And this can happen. And this is what bullying and stuff like that, this whole ridiculous culture of people talking about things they don't know anything about. I mean, sure, sure, like, obviously the person shouldn't listen to that, obviously. But, I mean, is it is it lost on anybody that guy cared about what people thought? I mean, it's not lost on me, that's for sure. He's a perfectionist. He obviously cared. So, um, as an example, that's somebody that's gone, that was actually such a positive person too. Sang songs about healing the world, making it a better place, and he he would build these hospitals and stuff, children's hospitals, and like, what the point is that it's like, the obviously that's somebody that cares so much. And think about, again, what the public did to his image toward the end, what everybody was doing. He was the butt end of every joke. Like, it was really funny to put him in Scary Movie and make him look like a total, you know, weird person, and just use his image like that. I didn't appreciate that. Like, I'm okay with, like, obviously a joke, and you know, um obviously roasting people and stuff like that I think deserve it. The people that can, or people that are fine with it and can handle it and see it as that. But genuinely, I want to remind everybody that, people that are not, that ask you to fucking stop, or that blatantly are bothered by it, you don't do those things. Because then that's what it is. Okay? Now, again, the difference between there's a difference between like a comedian that's just telling a bunch of jokes and stuff like that, and it's more open-ended. That's not directed at anybody. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously, I need to take Donald Trump down a few pegs. That guy can go fuck himself, okay? But wholly aside from politicians and you know, people that you can be fully aware of what their motives are at any given time, all right? Wholly aside from that, you know, we're not sitting here constantly making celebrities and regular everyday people the butt end of a joke or anything like that. Okay, it's not directed at anybody specifically. It's always just, you know, open-ended. I'm stupid sometimes, okay? And call myself out and call myself dumb sometimes too. And like, you know, like I need to not be stupid, you know. So the point is it's more like that. It's more open-ended. Um and again, don't start taking this and directing it incorrectly. Okay, the whole point is that somebody that claims to be really fucking smart and they're just constantly wrong and they want to talk about politics and shit like that, and there's wrong and there's wrong and there's wrong, that's a stupid person. Call them stupid. They've earned it. Okay. Michael, he didn't do that. He didn't sit there and constantly talk about shit that he didn't know anything about. If anything, I actually think he's a pretty smart guy. I'll be honest with you. So a lot of times he would speak about stuff and it's like, oh, it's actually a pretty smart take on that. He's sort of surprising that he would like kind of be actually sort of smart. So just saying. Some people deserve it. And have an authority to be challenged, and others do not. What are you challenging? Okay, Michael Jackson is not an authoritative figure that needs to be challenged. This guy is singing about healing the fucking world. Okay. All right. How about you cherish the man? How about that? All right. How about apparently there was a time where Prince tried to run Michael Jackson and his mom over in his car. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about what a complete jackass Prince was. Everybody's like, oh, Prince. Prince is a complete fucking asshole. Now, yeah, great guitarist, but complete fucking asshole, okay? So, you like this is why I don't talk about Prince. So it's like, as much as I want to give him that, and then his best song, his claim to fame, is the song where all he does is go, purple rain, purple rain, purple fucking rain, fucking purple rain. The whole goddamn song is that. Yup. Boy, lyrical genius, let me tell you what. So look, again, great guitarist. He could play with the best of them, okay? But none of his songs, none of them were any good. I literally didn't like any of them, and the fucker tried to run Michael Jackson over and his mom in his car. Okay, so you know, just a little bit of a complete asshole, just a little bit, you know, maybe. Okay. All right. If you wanna talk about somebody that's an asshole in the business that did deserve that. Okay. All right. So Now, I understand he was a little bitter about certain things, not getting the spotlight at various times and stuff like that. I can understand that. I can. Okay. Especially if you're well deserving of it. Okay. But again, you don't run, try to run Michael Jackson and his mom. Like, Jesus Christ. What? Like, I just never understood. So like that to me is like he's like one of those guys where he probably is hard to be around. Probably talks about himself all the time, stuff like that. Like that it's probably shit like that, where like and like that's annoying. Michael probably told him off in a polite way and he didn't like it. I mean, it's probably stupid shit like that, but who the hell knows? I didn't know the guy personally, okay? But in my opinion, somebody that almost runs them over in their car, and like we're supposed to, like I just don't care, man. I don't like this always, in my opinion, it always felt forced with him anyway. Purple rain, purple rain. I don't even think he's that good of a singer. It's him singing, right? I don't even fucking, I don't know. The song is not good. Yep. Just, you know, in the music video, I guess he's in a bathtub and it's like this thing. So, everybody bought it because, it's purple and there's a bathtub and he has his shirt like half off. Like, I don't hate Prince, but I don't have too much respect for his music when like that was the pinnacle of it. Like, in my opinion, I don't fucking care. So, um, I think he would have been a phenomenal guitarist for a band. Like if he was like a guitarist for a band or something like that, great. Because he probably even had some great ideas and stuff like that. But I don't care for any of his songs, like at all, that I can think of. And again, Purple Rain is the pinnacle of his career. Oh, okay. Don't care. He's just saying the same shit over and over again. So, I mean, it's so I feel about certain Beatles songs too, but but the Beatles are the Beatles. That's not. They're actually talented. So that's a little more acceptable. They're gonna have songs like that once in a while. But yeah, I mean, how many times can you fucking say Layla? I mean, come on. When that song just basically 7 minutes of Layla, when it like a 7 minute song of them just doing that. So, okay, maybe not my favorite, but I mean, Let It Be was always my favorite, but that's not like super repetitive and sort of gets straight to the point. Like that whole album, well, Psalm too, but yeah, like I like Blackbird and all that. It's in my head now. When I said it. It's a good song. But like, that's the point. That's lyrical genius. That's good songwriting. Prince? Just don't. I don't think that he was that. I just don't. Again, great guitarist, phenomenal. The guy could play seriously up there with probably Eddie, probably Van Halen. He's probably up there with Van Halen as far as how good he is at guitar. I swear to God, he's that good. Got to give that to him. But not very good at writing songs, in my opinion. Just shit. I don't want to hear Purple Rain 8,000 fucking times over and over and over to a very monotone, stupid ass fucking whatever melody you want to call that in that song. I don't like it. It was weird. You know, like just sort of like Prince himself, where like, you know, it's like he intentionally made it something that's supposed to be weird, you know, but it just didn't sound good. And then he just kept singing Purple Rain over and over and over. Like his song 1999, million times better. That was actually pretty good. Yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion he didn't produce it. I have a sneaking suspicion. I don't actually know. It's possible that he didn't though. I have a suspicion. It doesn't sound like something he produced, but I could be wrong. And of course, that was the period of time he was the artist formerly known as Prince. So, you know, that was a thing too. Anyway, you know, the point is you can use comedy to challenge authority and challenge stuff, and it's not picking on people because again, that's the point. Like, yeah, Prince was sort of like that, so he kind of owns that. I feel like even if he were here today, maybe he wouldn't even deny it. He wasn't dishonest. I never saw that. So I don't even think he'd deny it, to be honest. No, I think he'd own it. So like I don't know, like obviously I don't even really dislike the guy, I guess. He was just kind of an ass. So I disliked his actions, obviously. I didn't like the fact that he tried to I mean, that's awful. He tried to actually run them over. So I don't know, like I know he was a drug addict. That was probably really, you know, there's probably drugs involved. And then I remember the time where he sort of just played over everybody and stuff like that, that real asshole moment that he had. But at the same time, everybody liked that. Like the crowd loved it, the musicians liked it. They actually liked that he did that. So that was a time where it worked out for him and it was totally a class act and it worked out fine. But yeah, like you don't do that. You know what I mean? So but yeah, and with those guys and that he like those guys, the people he did it with, like they're nice guys. Those musicians, they're all professional, nice guys. They didn't mind, you know, and I wouldn't either. If I were the musician up there and Prince wanted to just upstage me, and I don't fucking care. I'd be like, yeah, by all means, people are gonna love that shit. So like, you know, I personally wouldn't care. But the point is with scheduling and time conflictions and that stuff being the way it is, sometimes you just you really don't just do that because then it throws everybody off and stuff. Um but again, um I don't think he's like a terrible person or anything. He's just sort of kind of an asshole like that. That's all. Much more different than Donald Trump. Donald Trump, is well beyond. Donald Trump is well beyond being an ass. Beyond. He is a complete waste of space. He's an enemy of this country. This guy's a terrorist. Plain and simple. He's given secrets to our enemies. He's aligning with dictators. The Republicans are an oligarchy, an autocracy, where they're giving him all their power, and he's disobeying the court decisions on things and stuff like that. Just blatantly committing war crimes. Okay. Remember, we had the Iran nuclear deal Obama put in place. Remember that. That said that Iran couldn't make nukes. Okay? Trump got rid of that deal, citing that it wasn't good. He got rid of it. Now he claims that we're going to war with them because they have nukes. Well, then why the fuck did he get rid of the deal? The deal said they couldn't make nukes. Obama had that deal in place specifically so they couldn't fucking make nukes. So then why did you get rid of it? If that's the reason why we went to war with Iran, then why the fuck did you get rid of the deal? It's not a reason. It's bullshit. He went to war with Iran because he actually thought we could just obliterate them off the map. He thought that it was going to be easy. We're going to control their territory and control the Strait of Hormuz and then just have like U.S. territory there in the Middle East. He thought for sure, like this moron really thought this. He really, really thought this. I warned him. It's not the case. We are not capable of doing that. North Korea, yeah, we could probably obliterate them. Iran? No. Much different. North Korea way overplays their position. Way overplays their position. I can't express how, again, North Korea is the size of several U.S. states put together. It's not very large. Okay. They don't have trade. They don't have ships going in and out. They just don't have the resources. Iran trying to start a war with the Persians, like you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Because that's who they are. So you're going to war for no reason. Bombing schools. Literally just annihilated an entire school full of innocent children. That's what Trump did. And he's trying to blame it on Iran. He's trying to blame it on Iran. No, it was you. Tariffs cost us money. We pay that. You know, when he just like forces a tariff, yeah, we pay that because they're gonna just force reciprocal tariffs. Okay, so the company that is then importing whatever other goods and whatever, they're going to pay that then. So they're just going to jack up prices in the store. They're not going to take a hit on profits. That's why all the prices are going up all over these stores. So, you know, just realize that here in America, we have some pretty strong opinions on things while being very fucking stupid. We think we're the best at everything, and then we're just not. Okay, the real reason why we're safe isn't because of our military. It's not really. It's because of our strategic positioning, where we are. Now, Canada being our closest ally, too, and them being the second largest country on the planet, too, but just the fact that we are surrounded by water, the only other land being Canada, our closest ally. And us, again, we were always an ally of Mexico, too. They were never our enemy. Mexico's not our enemy. By any means. No, we trade with them. They're a friend. And then Trump just randomly renames the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. We have several Gulfs. We even have the Gulf of California. Yep. But Donald Trump is such a piece of shit. He doesn't like California. So, he's going to rename the Gulf of Mexico the Gulf of America. Because he's a piece of shit. Remember, he tried to get them to pay for his racist wall. Remember, a wall, there's no strategic point to this. This is fucking stupid. Like, you're dumb if you think a wall is actually strategic. This is dumb. I've already talked about this. One, too much money to maintain. You cannot appreciate just how long the Texas and Mexico border is. You cannot appreciate that. It is incredibly long. So this isn't it like over 1,000 miles or something like that? It might be. I don't know. I don't remember. We looked it up before, but it's a long, long stretch. Okay. Maintaining a wall over a stretch like that, you can't do it. Not only that, but it's also a line of sight issue. Where now, because you have a wall, you actually can't see over it to see what's happening on the other side. So you need to have, like, strategic posts. It's even more expensive, more people, more... It's stupid. And in addition to that, stupid for security, because it could actually be breached more easily. You put a ladder on that wall, that's easier to climb. Now they're on the wall. Because it's a structure. If you, again, I've talked about this. If you put a fence, barbed wire, all that like normal, and then like another half mile after that, another fence, you have a zone similar to the DMZ, which is what they do in North and South Korea, where people would have to actually get through this zone. And you can see it, it's a fence, you can see right through it and stuff like that. Now, I think they have walls, because like it's a much smaller zone, but I think they use fences too in some parts. I'm not 100%. I just, again, it's a much smaller area, but again, it is way too long of an area to build a wall. So it was just a racist thing to get all these racist voters to come out and agree, and just that mentality, that getting that behavior drawn out of voters to be this way, to like the whole ICE thing, where that's happening too, where we do have legitimate immigration policy, Obama had record deportation numbers. We've talked about this. Record deportation numbers Obama had. And people are so dumb. They thought we needed immigration. They think ICE needs to there's so many people that are here that are. No, Obama had record deportation numbers. Yep. And the point is, people are so fucking racist. It started with that. It started with the wall, where this is just a racist concept. They're our friends. It's not how the majority of them are getting in here anyway. And it's, in addition to that, even more racist when you think about it in the sense of, oh, yes, all of them are Mexican. Totally. Like, that's just not even the case. Like, what? So it's just to get people to think that way about Spanish people, coming up from the South. There is a problem, but Trump knows it, and he doesn't want to talk about it. But it's actually a problem in his state where he used to live, where he has a permanent residence. There's a problem in Florida, and Florida ain't doing anything about it. Yeah, their sheriffs are busy looking at your social security numbers and breaching all this information all over the internet. By the way, that's why all these data breaches happen. Yep, because some sheriff in Florida wanted to be irresponsible with our information. That's how all these data breaches happen, because of a irresponsible sheriff in Florida. So just want to remind you about the flock cameras and all that shit, how illegal that is. And just want to remind you, that's how it started in the first place. Them doing shit they shouldn't have been doing. And all our social security numbers, everybody's data is now permanently leaked all over the internet now. Stored on databases. You think it's not? Oh my God. Promise. So, you got to realize Florida's got its problems, and they're coming up through, illegal means through ports in Florida and stuff like that. And Trump doesn't want to acknowledge that the Keys are an issue. There's ports in Florida that are an issue. So again, you can target that properly and actually use ICE properly, because that would be the border. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Instead, he's ransacking Minneapolis and randomly targeting white people like Alex Preddy, Renee Nicole Good. And not only that, random Spanish people that do have a right to be here. All the Spanish people that are being thrown in concentration camps. That's what they are. And they have a right to be here. They're going through the legal system. They're not criminals. We grant them asylum. They're not criminals here. They've done nothing wrong. There's plenty of record of that. And he's just illegally taking them, not giving them legal representation. Very oftentimes, in fact, pretty much every time, he is detaining them and not allowing them right to see a lawyer, which is incredibly illegal, insanely illegal. And this is what you have to realize. They have a right to the lawyer in this country. They do. Everybody has a right to a fair trial. Everybody. If you committed a crime in this country, you have a right to a fair trial. Period. Supposedly, if you committed a crime. Because remember, you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. I am sick and tired of seeing this new notion where it's just, we immediately believe the things that people say. No, it's supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. They're supposed to do their fucking job and have a reasonable amount of evidence before charging somebody. This is not what is happening. Like, almost ever anymore. Like like the time where recently I called out the faggot that was triggered by the guy. Yeah, he's just this cop sitting on the side of the road, and this guy said, "Fuck the police," as he drove by. And this faggot is so triggered. He pulls out and goes after the guy and actually pulls him over and harasses him for saying "fuck the police" out his window. What the fuck? For Christ's sake. What a triggered piece of trash. Jesus, man. So, police these days, not all of them, they're just citizens. So just realize how fucked up everybody is right now in this country. Okay? Especially men. Okay? They're being manipulated. So any of them that are MAGA and they're police, watch out for them because their behavior is unchecked. They're being led by somebody whose behavior is unchecked. So the whole point is they're going to sit here and try to get away with crime and literally just behave in a way that is not respectful of the badge. They're just going to, they're just terrorists, basically. Anybody that voted for Donald Trump, I consider a terrorist. Because you had the example of January 6th. You had the example of January 6th of him actually using people in real time to convince American voters that there was election fraud when there wasn't. Actually won, and then actually got a crowd with thousands of people to storm the Capitol, commit crimes, and kill police. Kill them. They covered this up, too. Several police officers died. And then I investigated it. Remember that? I investigated it and started getting stalked and harassed. Yeah. All I had to do was investigate the smallest amount and find out that they shut it down real quick. What they weren't reporting was that the one officer who'd never had any history of cardiac arrest or anything, seemingly healthy individual, literally went to the hospital several times in the days following that for heart attack, cardiac arrest type things. And I swear to God, all I had to do, and he died is the point. And I swear to God, all I had to do was look up the fact, because he got sprayed with pepper spray. And I'm like, oh. So I looked up whether or not pepper spray the ingredients can possibly cause cardiac arrest. And sure enough, oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. So literally, they were shutting this down. They were not letting anybody investigate it. And everybody that was investigating it, they were like, no, you can't. No, you can't. And it's like a seemingly healthy cop. No history of any heart attacks or anything. But the 2 days after this guy has 2 fucking heart attacks after getting pepper sprayed by one of these fucking people straight in his face. And then he dies. It's not funny. It's not okay. There's a cop losing his life because these fucking pieces of shit terrorists wanted to threaten the lives of our lawmakers the day that they were counting the vote. Remember, that was the day they were counting the vote. That's the point. They were counting the vote that day. They were chanting Nancy Pelosi's name and all this. These fucking disgusting piece of shit terrorists. Yep. So, you know, it's pretty disgusting that real police can do their jobs and lose their lives. Meanwhile, we've got a bunch of retards that don't even pull people over around here. Yeah, they'll come speeding off down the road following me for miles and miles and miles, but then completely ignore the person that's directly in front of me, swerving around all over the place, speeding up, slowing down, speeding up, slowing down. Not pull them over a single time. But follow very closely behind me and floor it, like drive 70, 80 miles an hour to catch up to me on the road. Literally, literally violating the law, illegally driving too fast. Lights weren't on, so you weren't allowed to do that. It was illegal. Can't do it. And there you were behind me, not pulling somebody else over that was actually driving erratically, just so that you could follow me. This is the police do around here. They follow and stalk people that, you know, that just talk mean about them. They're mean. So, you know, we're going to follow you and stalk you because you're mean. You know, Germany has this problem right now, too. Do you know that? There's guys going around talking about how all these scams are going on and plain sight. Plain as day, right there in the street. Cops don't do a damn thing about it. But then meanwhile, they're arresting all these people. They're going after all these people that are posting mean tweets. Literally. That's literally happening. So it's not just here. What the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Are you blind? I think so. I think so. I think so. You know, there's times where like I get a keyboard hack and it's blatantly obvious that like the keyboard hack becomes because the FBI is so stupid and irresponsible that they think that like the keyboard is like so advanced and like you know like it's like some hacking special keyboard or some stupid fucking shit like that, right? Like they're so dumb they don't even know how to use Google. Like they literally they have no fucking clue how to simply just look and see if the keyboard is an actual keyboard or not. They'll hack the thing, they'll fuck with it and all that shit just because they're convinced, just because they're so stupid. They've never seen a keyboard like that. So therefore, illegal. Dude, just like all the phones that they're hacking into and shit like that, legit phones, but it's an entire brand of phone that's so safe they can't hack into it. So they're gonna ban it. Because they can't hack into it. So it's banned. That's what they're doing. They're banning anything they can't hack into. That's why Steam is getting banned. That's why the Steam shit is happening. Anything they can't hack into. Yep. That's why Windows is being sabotaged so regularly. They're literally this incapable. It's the same fucking brand. I literally use one brand of keyboard. It's literally all the same brand. I use one brand. I have stated what this brand is before. You can even find this brand at fucking Target. Yep, that's right. Surprise! Even Target carries this brand. Yep, plenty of stores carry it. You can find it online. It's everywhere. But they're so fucking stupid. They hack the shit because, oh my God, we've never seen a screen on a keyboard. He must have put that illegal phone that we have no idea what it is in that illegal keyboard. Jesus Christ. No, it's a fucking, it literally has a calculator. It's got a little fucking play thing. It's got data. What's the data? It's clock, it's temperature, it's all kinds of shit. It's got, I can change the fucking thing that plays. I can change the color. It's got brightness. It's got a number pad. That's the number pad. Instead of the number pad being keys, I can change it into the number pad if I want and use it as a digital number. So, like, it's all these different fucking things. And these people are so goddamn fucking stupid. They literally can't just, oh, you know what? There's an entire feature on Google where you can share a screenshot or a picture or something, and Google tells you what the fuck it is. Genius! Oh my God! Wow! I never. Holy shit! So, this dumb. They're hacking all kinds of shit, freaking out. Oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? It's a keyboard with a little screen. Yeah. I know. Future. Fucking hell. These people are so stupid. Are I don't know who the fuck you are. It says you've been subscribed to my channel long enough to be typing, but I don't know who the fuck you are. Am I interested in watches? No. Interested? Like, what does that mean? If I were Kim Jong Un, would I sit here and waste millions of dollars on expensive watches? No. I like Invicta because they're not expensive. But every bit is on par as they are. It's 200 meters waterproof. Yep. Accurate time, excellent, but affordable. So that's why I like Invicta. Some people collect watches as a hobby, others just like talking about them. Yeah, true. True. This particular one is it's the S1, so it's for people that like cars, and it has like the most comfortable watch band I think of any watch I've ever had. But again, it's not, these things aren't expensive. Don't go thinking that I have it's very affordable. So this is the S1. I don't know if you can see that. Or maybe I'll just take it off. Most Invicta are 200 meters waterproof and extremely resilient. So that's a lot of why I like them. But this is extraordinarily comfortable. So that's the S1 there. So it's for those who like cars. Obviously, it's more suited for that. I like it has the chronograph. I like how that looks. But you also have you do have the analog stopwatch too on this one. I got one once that didn't come with, so like I can't set it. Do you guys know the one that I have that's like half pink, half a different color? Can't set it. No button combination. Absolutely, literally the watch came without the ability to set the watch. Swear to God. Physically can't set it. This is the dumbest fucking thing. I'm like, what the fuck? So like I love Invicta, but that other company, Activa, I think that's their name, Activa. They go through a different company for their digital sport watches. And so while they're Invicta, and I'll wear Invicta, it's that company that I think is doing that. Because there's no they do QR codes for instructions too. It doesn't come with anything like it used to. They used to come with like this really nice box and all this stuff. They still come in a decent box sometimes, but anymore, a lot of times it's a paper box, like almost nothing in there. Great watch, great watch. But swear to God, that other one, I cannot set it. There's no way to actually set the watch. You could push mode as many times you want, hold as much as you, nothing. Swear to God, like I have tried so many different combinations. I am like, how many buttons do you need to, like, I know how to set a watch. I've set many watches clearly, you know, like set the other one just fine. But this one just, you can't, there's nothing about it that makes it so you can set the actual time. It's the strangest thing. I'm like, oh, all right, so that defeats the purpose of having it as a watch then. The hell? So yeah, for me, it's more function. I use it as a watch. I actually do. I actually use it as a watch. I do use it for the time. um, so a lot of people, I think they'll stare. I don't want to look at my phone. Just don't want to look at that thing. So I will usually see me wearing one because I do use it. Yeah. So this one, I guess this one doesn't really have date. Um, but yeah, the chrono is good. But like again, it's like the band on this. Look at the band on this is nice. And then it matches a lot of things. It matches a lot of things. My other one that I wear, the blue one, that's also Invicta. It's very unassuming, isn't it? That's like my everyday one. This one, I just wore this today just because again, it's a little bit more comfortable band. Normally I think this one looks nice, so definitely more dressy, but my other one's for more everyday and has the blue. It's like blue. That's Invicta too. Ah, I don't even know what that is. Hold on. Yeah, see, that's expensive. I mean, it looks all right. It's just expensive. It looks nice though. It reminds me of the one I was just talking about, actually. So, are you looking at like what color are you looking at? Because there's some different colors here, like blue. There's like a silver tone looking one. I would actually almost call it chromatic, like metallic. And then there's one that's like a green. Yeah. Yeah, so the blue is cool, but again, just too expensive. Here, I'll show you. Give me a sec. I'll show you mine. Again, these are cheap. These are not expensive watches, guys. Give me a sec here. Yeah, I mean, so this one, oh, what is on the band? See, this is my everyday, so I gotta clean this. What the heck? Yeah, I gotta clean that. Okay. Yeah, so the blue that I have, again, this is an Invicta. Um, and this is like my everyday. So let me just I guess I just put this in there. I must have been cleaning or something. Oh, I'll bet I wore this when I was cleaning, and that's why it looks like shit. So yeah, I had to wipe it off. But there's the blue one that I usually wear that you guys see. And it's very similar to what you're talking about. But as you can see, it's Invicta. And very, very simple band. Not the most comfortable band in the world. This one's amazing. But phenomenal watch. Phenomenal watch, keeps great time. Again, 200 meters, waterproof. This thing's hit the ground, smacked into stuff. Nothing's happened to it. So, really nice watch. So yeah, there you go. It says Invicta on the side too. Like, look at this. Isn't this nice? And then you have the. Isn't that cool? I think that's cool. How that's etched there. So I mean, I would honestly recommend this. You can still buy it, I think. And it'd probably be every bit as good as that one, if not better. Invicta's a good brand. So here, I'll show you the back. Just seeing if it does say. Oh, 100 meters. I'm sorry. I thought it was 200. It's 100 meters. I apologize. 100 meters waterproof. So there's the back. I mean, it is nice. This one, it's gonna look the same pretty much. Except this one does say S1 Rally. It is 100 meters, not 200, sorry. So that's the one I'm wearing. So again, not like these are not expensive watches, guys. Don't think I'm like wearing expensive watches or anything. They just look nice. I like Invicta. Always have. The other one, the big one I have too, that's Invicta too. It's Seamaster. I've had that one for a while. Isn't that what that's called? I could show you that one too really quick. But again, not expensive stuff. It's just stuff I've gotten. Here, hold on. Okay, so I don't. Maybe it's not called Seamaster. Maybe it used to be called. It's called Pro Diver. It's called Pro Diver. What is going on with my? Hold on. This thing. I don't know why this thing. Hold on. This picture is weird. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. It's not even screwing in. Hold on. Oh, that's why. What a fucking piece of shit. Sorry, give me a sec. I'm just gonna take this off. My entire mic arm just completely came disconnected again. This thing is such a piece of shit. So, like, it literally just like it is such a piece of trash. Like the actual like thing itself that's supposed to be like the actual bracket completely like I don't know what the fuck happened, but like it's not even clamping at all. Like it's just a fucking screw. Like it's literally a screw. Like what the actual why? Oh, this thing is a piece of shit. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. Like the mic arm literally just fucking like what a fucking piece of shit. You guys have seen that happen before too. It just falls off. Like it's literally a clamp that you screw into the like how do you mess up a C clamp? How do you mess up a C clamp? For crying out loud. So yeah, the Pro Diver, that's the Invicta Pro Diver. You guys have seen me wear that. So I mean it is nice. That's what the back looks like. So I mean it's nice. The thing is, like, while it does look nice and everything, the thing about this is it's very heavy. It doesn't have any higher rating than this one. Okay? And it is incredibly uncomfortable. So it looks really nice. It looks really nice and I like it. I like how it looks, but it is incredibly uncomfortable. So here, I'll put it on this one and show you. I mean, it looks nice, but the band it's the band. So there you go. So, I mean, you know, it looks nice, but again, incredibly uncomfortable band. So that's why I typically am not wearing it a lot. But I still like it. I still wear it once in a while. So, you know, that's that one. So, yeah. I mean, I could show you the one that doesn't, that I can't set too, but I don't want to shit on, I love Invicta. I don't want to like sit here and do that. Yeah, it's really thick for, yeah, so like it has a date. What this has that the other one doesn't, if it does have a date, I have not set that, I'll be honest. I need to set the date. I don't really honestly care. I know what the date is. But but is it even? Yeah, that's the right time. So it's the sort of thing where I clearly don't wear it that often, but it's still nice. But yeah, you're right. It's very thick, and that leads to a lot of the discomfort where I want a little more of a comfortable band. But the band is to match the fact that it's a diver watch. That's why. So they're just trying to do that. But yeah, obviously it's a bit uncomfortable. Um, Invictus seems like a nice brand. They look very good for the price. Yeah, that's really, it's mainly that. Like the watch that you're getting for the price, it's insane. Like you just really can't. It as far as the quality of the watch and the craftsmanship of the watch, it's gonna compare and compete with the top brands while being cheap. So. I mean, it does look really awesome. I mean, you can't even deny that. I mean, this one too. You can't even deny like how awesome it looks. It is really cool, for sure. But you know, don't go thinking it's like super expensive watch or anything like that. not, not at all. I have some. I have a watch I could show you guys that I have to remove some links from. I literally have not. I didn't. I don't wear it. It is a very showy watch, but I have to remove some links from it because it's way too big. This thing slides around my arm like freaking nobody's business. So I can't wear it. I can show it to you though. I don't even know. I don't even know. Actually, that's not true. I might be able to say I don't even know how to set it yet, but I probably do. Because I haven't worn it too much. So this is an Invicta as well. Oh no, it's set. It's set. Why isn't it? Do I have to wind it? It's not. It's not functioning. Hold on. It's at the right. It's so funny. It's at the right time. It's not functioning. Oh, there we go. No, we're good. We're good. I had to get it going. So again, I have to remove some links from this one. I have not really worn this at all because it doesn't fit. And I have to remove some links from it. But this might be the coolest Invicta watch that I have, actually, if you want to see it. I'm just taking a look here. Yeah, that ain't gonna fit. That is way too big for my So here, there you go. There it is. It's all chromatic and shit. It's really nice. It is Invicta. So again, not it probably looks it's not expensive or anything. Not at all. It's really nice. But again, I have to take the links out because that is just look at that. So yeah, that ain't gonna. I don't even know how the clasp works. Apparently. Oh, yes, I do. I just was being dainty about it. So like, I can put it on, but it's not gonna slide around my hand. There it is. So there it is. So really, really nice. I really like this one. This one's really cool. But I gotta actually like take the take a few of the links out of it. That's all. Fits over my whole hand. I got big hands too. So yeah. Really nice though, right? I think it's nice. So I highly recommend Invicta. I wish you can you see the background's really cool on this one. Look at this. Isn't that cool? You could use it as a brass knuckle, you really could. This thing is heavy. This thing's probably about as heavy as the other one was. But again, you know, affordable, not expensive or anything. Don't go thinking that. Okay. Um, but yeah, I mean, it shows fingerprints. This thing you gotta polish this thing. It shows fingerprints. Yeah, this is the one. You know, this is the nice one. Obviously, you know, obviously the band you get that from the band, but you know, again, still around you know, probably about like what the Pro Diver would cost. So not not like hugely, you know. So yeah, just throwing that out there. It's not like I'm sitting here wearing bling or anything. Don't go thinking that. You know, I'm not trying to, you know, um, not doing that at all. In fact, again, my point is that you know these watches are so nice for the price. That is my point. Like just that Invicta's pretty much that watch where if guys want a really really nice looking watch, they want everybody to seriously, I will go to this I will sometimes just be wearing this one. And I'll be up there at the store, you know, and something and all that, and I'll get a compliment on my watch and you know, it's just that, you know. So it looks nice. It does. They are very very nice and you know, I just tell them, you know, it's Invicta. You can go get one yourself. They're not they're affordable. So, just throwing that out there. All right. Here, let me put this back. This is the one I can't set. It looks like a Casio, doesn't it? It's Invicta, but it's the Activa thing that I talked about. And I can't set it. Yeah, I literally like it's cool. It looks good and look cool. Looks like an old Casio, but it's all colorful. I really like it, but I can't set it. Like like it's not that hard. You hold a button in or you push a button till this happens. Like it's not that hard, but you just like literally I can't set it. No, a lot of times sometimes this will be even like a combination of buttons too. Nope, just doesn't have the ability to set it. Is the strangest thing. It's like, man, it's a watch. What the hell? You better set the time then. So yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't set the time on this. As cool as it looks, it's not 3:44. Obviously, it's after 7. And I need to go. Actually, I need to go. All right. But somebody asked me about my watches, so I wanted to oblige. It's not. I appreciate that. I don't mind talking about watches. That's cool. But it's not like I sit here and I have a whole bunch, or it's just not the case. That's why I figure I would at least show you a few that I do have and explain that they're not, it's not like it's really expensive shit or anything like that. It just looks like it is. It's just really nice. So, you can accomplish that. There are times where things can be really nice, and you can still find things that are really nice that aren't a fortune. All right. Yep, we're gonna get going too. It's honestly the same thing with the keyboards too, guys. The keyboards are nice, but like it's not okay. We're not, I wish I knew how to pronounce the brand. It is the strangest Ayula. I don't know how to say it. AULA. Okay, we're all over the place. I've been telling you about it since forever. I haven't changed it. Okay. All right. So, I mean, it's a pretty good brand. Pretty affordable. A lot of them. Okay. So, just saying, it's not like unheard of to get something that works, that's decent. Okay. All right. Just remember they attack everything that is. So, I mean, these Logitech speakers, just like these Logitech speakers, remember the Logitech. So like, the lights are cool, right? The lights are cool. Speakers are shit. They're literally shit. They are literally shit. Like the sound that there's, first of all, there's no physical volume button on the speaker anywhere. None. Yep. 0. So first of all, they're not loud enough. Period. They just are not. Yep. Yep. So they're not loud enough. And then not only that, They suck. So like you play like music or anything like that, it literally sounds like somebody is all the way up at the microphone, and all the music, you literally just hear this. What does it sound like when I use the microphone like this? Does it sound good? Do you guys like it when I use the microphone like that? That's what these speakers fucking sound like all the fucking time. It's trash. So like I want to like it, but it's trash. No volume button, and they sound like shit. So I'm like wondering, what are we doing? What are we doing? Yeah, like it sounds like, I don't know, maybe Shure can handle it and it doesn't sound like shit. But my point is, it should sound like distortion and muffled fucking mess bullshit when I get this close to a mic. Okay? And like it's the whole point is like, almost like if you turn the gain all the way up or something like that and you're just too close to it and it just can't fucking handle it. That's what the speakers sound like all the time. So the last ones, they came with a port that was broken. And these are just shit. Okay. So just America. America. American products. American. Yeah. Yeah, we're doing it right. America. Huh. Listing shit. Yeah. He fell right in line, didn't he? Donald Trump. Oh, remember when they ran that ad recently? They listed some shit. Oh, they listed some shit. Oh, boy, did they ever. McDonald's and all that other shit they listed. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Boy, do I feel great being an American. McDonald's. Can't even go to a McDonald's and get fresh food anymore. It all tastes like fucking garbage. But, Merc. It'd be great if McDonald's, since they're so famous for their hamburgers, if they wouldn't order fucking frozen patties. If the employees actually just used ground beef and made the pate right there. Anyway, thanks for watching. See